You must keep in mind, Biden has been a hitman for the left for his entire 35 years in the U.S. Senate. As I explained, whether it's Bork, Meese, Thomas, and scores of others. And he's got the same strategy. Polite and attack. Polite and attack. Now, when it comes to the economy, I want to emphasize this. He'll pretend to be the representative of the middle class. He'll pretend to be the representative of blue-collar workers. I'll tell you what his goal is there. His goal is, tonight, to go after the Reagan Democrats, as we call them, because they're losing them badly right now. The union and non-union workers who work with their hands, folks who drive trucks, work on the coal mines and the steel mills and on assembly lines. Folks, you know who you are. But I want you to keep something in mind, please. Joe Biden is every bit as responsible for what's going on in this country today as Barack Obama. They're a team. If you reject Obamacare, Biden supported it. The massive deficits each year, Biden supported it. And Biden has been wrong on foreign policy in virtually every respect in all the years he's been in the Senate. Just remember, there's good experiences and there's bad experiences. Obama has spent 35 years in the U.S. Senate as a profligate spender and as an appeaser. So he can talk about his foreign policy experience, but he has no foreign policy expertise. There's a difference. He has no foreign policy judgment. Same when it comes to domestic affairs. He's voted for every single big government program and massive budget for 35 years. For 35 years. I mean, you want to talk about the status quo, that's Mr. Status Quo. What amazes me about guys like Biden, liberals who are dressed up as your average Joe, he has done more to shape what our federal government looks like today than most any other senator because of his length of time and his use of seniority. He's been chairman of the Judiciary Committee, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, and he's held powerful positions on these other committees and so forth. So he's done more than most to shape the disaster that is the federal government today, right? And yet, he pretends he's some kind of outsider fighting the system for the little guy. He is the system. He is the system that's crushing the little guy. Guys like him are responsible for the debt. Guys like him are responsible for the EPA and the Interior Department doing what they're doing. Guys like him are responsible for the price of fuel going through the roof and the price of electricity going through the roof. And guys like him are responsible for all the leftist activists who pose as judges in black robes all over this country. So it'll be very interesting when he pretends that he's something he's not, as Obama would say. These guys aren't outsiders fighting the system. They are the system. We're the outsiders fighting the system. We're the ones complaining about big government, redistribution of wealth, Obamacare, the stimulus, and on and on and on. They don't want to limit government. They want to expand it. So keep that in mind. And I suspect Biden will bring up the tax returns. I suspect, I don't know, he'll bring up bank capital, investments overseas, again trying to portray Romney as an out-of-touch zillionaire, whereas Biden, of course, is always in touch with all of us. So he has a mission, and my guess is it's a 3 or 4 or 5-point mission, and he'll execute. And my guess is he'll interrupt the moderator from time to time, or Paul Ryan from time to time. He's going to be, in essence, a liberal Spiro Agnew. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I'm not telling you this stuff so tomorrow I can come in and play this back and say, see how right I was? No. I didn't say what I said yesterday about Biden and his tactics, and we've seen them for over 3 decades in the Senate, so I can do that either. I'm honestly trying to determine what this is going to look like in a few hours, and we'll know soon enough, won't we? There's no question who the brighter person is on that stage. It's Paul Ryan. There's also no question who the more earnest person is on that stage, who's seriously interested in finding out ways to reform these programs, to fix them, and to liberate us. The Biden doesn't have any proposal, and his boss doesn't have any proposal for addressing Social Security, which the trustees say is going under, for addressing Medicare, which the trustees say is going under. They don't have any proposal In fact, what they do is drain resources. So these guys, Biden's going to pose as standing up for the little guy, for blue-collar workers. That's who he's going to go after, the industrial heartland and so forth. But just remember what I said, who he really is and what he really does. The truth is, Biden is more comfortable on the golf course with George Soros than he is in a hard hat on an assembly line talking to blue-collar workers. The latter are press ops. The former is how he really lives. He spends an enormous time on the golf course. Now, we're going to have a little fun. I'm only going to do this once, so don't sweat it. You've heard some of these you may not remember. We put this montage together years ago. Well, and we've added to it over the years as well. And it's not hard to add to it. But here's our little, just for the fun of it, Joe Biden Gaff montage, updated. Cut 8, go.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship.
That was a lie.
The only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom two-thirds of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
That's a lie.
I won the international moot court competition.
That's a lie.
I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school, 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
I'll compare mine.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. You don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country. My state is anything from a northeast liberal state. I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Yeah. A man who will be the next president of the United States, Barack America.
Chuck Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up, Chuck. Let him see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about? I tell you what, you're making everybody else stand up, though, pal. Thank you very, very much. I tell you what, stand up for Chuck.
When the stock market crashed, Franklin Roosevelt got on television.
And it happens to be, as Barack says, a 3-letter word. Jobs. J-O-B-S.
By the way, do you know the website?
I'm embarrassed. Do you know the website number? I should have it in front of me.
I refuse to accept the notion that the United States of America is not going to lead the world economically throughout the 20th century.
The 21st century.
Knows a lot about it. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive as your dad passed. God bless her soul. I got to get this straight.
Well, I say they're going to start to see unemployment grow this spring.
You mean employment?
It's going to take employment.
What am I going to tell the president when I tell him his teleprompter is broken? What will he do then?
Thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Chancellor, or Dr. Paper.
Speak softly and carry a big stick. End of quote. I promise you, the president has a big stick.
They're going to put you all back in chains. How they can justify raising taxes in the middle class has been buried the last 4 years. Obama and Biden want to raise taxes by $8 trillion. Guess what? Yes, we do.
The problem with my gaffes is they're usually true.